Oh my goodness. The weekends get a little crazy around here. I swear we're not always road tripping or flying somewhere. But here it is. Oh, I gotta flip it around. The Tobii Dynavox has arrived. I asked Kaylin if she wanted to unpack it with me. So here we go. She said no, but also she loves this paper. We have so much of it. I keep it all, literally keep it all. You need sensitive documents, shredded. I gotta go. It's my daughter. Mount in one box. Pro tip, save your boxes in case something doesn't work, you need to send it back. Some of this stuff is kind of awkward to ship, so hang on to the boxes. All of this will actually fit really nicely in a clear bin, so I can just label everything. So accessories, warranties, all the stuff is in one spot. We've got, I'm gonna kind of talk through, got a complicated relationship with language. I've mentioned this before, but if you're new to following us, I've gotten some new followers since I got on a bus and went to the desert with 51 other mamas. A lot of our kiddos share a lot of the same diagnoses. Unfortunately, seizures. Seizures brought us all together. Lots of CP kiddos have seizures. Sucks. My medical journey. Don't want to call it a fun fact. This is just a battery. So save all the parts. We're gonna charge the device. I'll show you the device here. We got, this is a pretty sturdy handle. I'm excited for that piece. I think my old mount will work. We have kind of like a, kind of looks like an IV pole. Okay, back to the fun fact. Kaylin's world started. Had an unremarkable pregnancy. And I know a lot of mamas with CP kiddos where theirs started with sometimes a traumatic delivery. Some of these kiddos can have a stroke in utero. That's a really, really common one. Kaylin had a grand mal seizure at 4 months old. She was healthy, she was fine, all the things, and our world changed when she was 4 months old. I spent a lot of time in our early years, I mean, of course, just wrapping my head around our new life, all the things that it looked like that, but some of those diagnoses, well, looking back, I mean, she wasn't diagnosed with CP until she was like 2. But she has 14 total. Ooh. Some of them are just, you know, a sensory processing disorder, and I don't want to minimize, I mean, that has brought us different challenges, but when I talk about Kaylin's medical history, I don't spend a ton of time on some of them because I roll my eyes at them. We're 16 years into this. So we have figured out the sensory stuff and how Kaylin can calm herself down, how we calm her down. Like there's a lot that kind of sneaks its way in anytime you have a neurological disorder. So while we honestly thought that we'd have an autism diagnosis by now, we've gone through the process twice in 2 different states, and yeah, we don't think it's entirely important for us and from a resource standpoint to keep fighting for one, even though I do think that she's on the spectrum. But today is about language. So the Tobii is here. We have seen some very surprising success with the eye gaze portion of the device, so she can make selections. It's going to be calibrated to I think we're just going to do one of her eyes. Never use the damaged cable. So we're going to save the boxes. We're going to get this charged, and I'll probably play around with it, just because our speech is on Tuesday. But if you are curious and you don't mind a little disorganized video montage, we'll share what we can share. My longer videos, I don't really edit them much. I just throw them up on YouTube. So if you don't mind the ranting, that's where most of the longer videos go. I keep it fun and light, a little bit more on Instagram. I try not to cry all the time, but it just seems like I get emotional about things. And I see this change happening, which is really, really incredible. I mean, long overdue. But we have been told by a lot of medical professionals things that I never would have expected to hear from a medical professional. I've shared some examples of some of the harsher things that have been said, but on paper, I have a nonverbal child. And I share that, and I roll my eyes, and I wrinkle my eyebrows, and all the things, because that's absurd. My child is noisy, she's loud, she has language, and it's also complicated at the same time. So I'm going to share things as I have learned over the years, these last few years especially. I've kind of, oh my goodness, my husband is buying me so much candy. I love you and all the sugar. So you'll hear some of the buzzwords that you're going to hear in videos as we get ramped up, as we set up her device, as I learn some cool things of programming a Tobii. Also, still spam me. If you guys know of really, really good accounts or a mama that is super dangerous with technology, we're going to share what I learned. Maybe it'll save you a little bit of time. But setting up is the first thing. We've got it unboxed. We're very excited. And just know that AAC can be a supplement. AAC can be the primary. I mean, it's a tool, right? It's a tool. For us, it's going to close some gaps of Kaylin's non-understandable language and all the things that she communicates really, really well. She's got single words, lots of single words. She's got more scripts than anything else. And with Gestalt language processing in my kids specifically, I'm hoping she can get overwhelmed and distracted very, very easily at high school. It's bigger, it's noisier, it's harder to control some of those sensory inputs like they could at middle school because it's smaller and the classroom and all the things. And what we're hoping is having a device available to Kaylin. Oh my God, my eye's twitching. This is why I've had very little coffee, and my eye's already twitching. But what I will share is that Kaylin can get stuck in a loop, and it is causing more frustration than it ever has. Hormones. But we're going to share on that side as well, because I really think that her having access to this is going to help on the frustration side. And I know everybody sees a very, very happy Kaylin. Honestly, 90% of the time, she's very compliant in therapy. I mean, she's loud, and she's going to pipe up when she is tired or doesn't want to do something anymore. But she's funny. Kay chats a lot. She's real chatty and chirpy. And I'm going to share all the things. But this is not the account to follow if you want really polished, organized content, because I'm a mess. My eye is twitching. My hair always looks like this. I eat too much sugar for an adult. And I actually might keep my a laptop bag should work for your device. I know some kiddos have a really big device. Oh my gosh. I'm eating French toast. I'm just leaving it around. But we're going to share it all. We're going to share it all. It's unboxed. I'm going to charge it. The big buzzwords. I'm going to define some of these. I've talked about this before. Gestalt language processor. The other thing that I'm going to talk about are the different modes of selection. So Kaylin's got a device where while we're focusing on direct selection, she's got range, a lot more range on her left side than her right side. So we're going to position, that's going to be important with positioning. So direct selection, so just a child reaching and tapping that screen. We do not have a key guard. I got to make some notes of things that we're missing. They might be shipping more things. That's actually a big one. So the layout and the key guard on the screen are going to be, we've kind of played around. We've played around with different layouts because we were able to trial it, but we'll share some on that. We'll share more about the trialing process and how we ended up here with the Tobii Dynavox and eye gaze, guys, eye gaze. So another diagnosis that this one wasn't as hard for me to accept. I did not grow up knowing anyone that was blind, so it wasn't like I had any background or knowledge with it, but Kaylin, one of her diagnoses is a cortical vision impairment, which is not uncommon when you've had seizures or any type of traumatic brain injury. You can come up with a vision impairment that's neurological. The health of her eye, also the other vision diagnosis that we have is optic nerve hypoplasia. We got that one a little bit later in life, and that one took 4 different doctors. But either way, optic nerve hypoplasia is the other one. And all of those make for leveraging a communication system because it's very visual. Selecting is visual. That's added some extra challenges. So I will talk through that, but just know that when it comes to Kaylin's vision is we expose her to the elements. She does rely on her senses a lot for navigating things that you typically are like, well, yeah, that requires vision. She definitely has vision fatigue. We are very, very mindful of that. That's why she wears a lot of hats and sunglasses. She's very sensitive to light, especially, it's like she's got bandwidth, right? She's just got just a little battery, like a little cheapy, those cute colors that you buy at Target and they're $5 and they last one trip. That's kind of like Kaylin's vision is like, she wants to use it. She's motivated to use it, but it only lasts for so long. And then she's got to kind of recharge. And that's the piece that over 16 years, we have fine-tuned what we do when we go out and about. And when we're hiking or when we're driving, I have learned over the years to use my language and to be more descriptive about where we're at to help her. And that's going to be a big part of AAC and how we model it. So we'll share little snippets of why I do the things that I do when it comes to Kaylin's communication, specifically related to some of those diagnoses that we don't spend a ton of time talking about. Because, I mean, honestly, she's got bigger, more challenging aspects of her diagnosis. But I will say that vision is tricky. Vision is tricky. It's, we've only figured things out with time. And we don't know a ton about it. We're kind of guessing and relying on Kaylin's what her communication looks like today. And I think that this device is also going to give her more opportunity to share how she feels, what's going on, and all the things. And that's pretty cool too. Like, I'm just excited. I'm excited to get this charged. I'm excited to share. And this is the intro to K-Chats. K-Chats?